Ladies and gentlemen, it's the end. Back when I started this series, I wanted to give you the experience as a player going from nothing to the very top. But unlike previous series, I wanted to experience the downs as well, not just the heights. So we went from the heights of season 10 and took a massive bump down to season 11. We went through the most tiers that you needed to get to the very top. And I had one specific goal in mind. When I do something like this, I want to give you something new, something I've never done before or has never been done before. I don't want to regurgitate the same thing again and again and again because that's just boring. And my final goal is approaching, so it's time for the beginning of the end. So I'm going to ask you for one thing to end this off, and that is one thumbs up. Yes, just one like. Crazy, right? If we can reach one like, then I don't know, I'll breathe. Yeah, kind of need to do that, so don't wait too long. So what is the final goal? Well, we're gonna finish campaign. I've already done that on my main account, but this is a free-to-play account, and most people will tell you you can't do that. We're now going to try to make that a reality. I'm gonna start at 760 odd stars, and we're gonna try to make it all the way to the rock and get our first ever free-to-play limited edition card. So what's helped us get to this point? Well, I strongly recommend you go back and check out the series itself. Although it's been a while since the last video dropped, around about early December, we've covered this account's rise, fall, and rise again, using elements like Reward Mania, going back and checking locker codes and QR codes, using campaign and teams to your advantage to build up large amount of super coins. But the only way we can properly finish the series is to revisit one of the most important elements, the offer wall, which was instrumental in allowing us more freedom than older series. But it was the game we chose that also was really fun to play alongside. I've loved some of their collaborations recently, and with the most recent one of Alice's Adventure, which I just saw the trailer for, Raid Shadow Legends takes its dark fantasy setting and reimagines the classic Alice in Wonderland. I didn't know I wanted this, now I do. The trailer you're watching shows what this is all about, with great use of CGI that shows off these new champions perfectly. Personally, big fan of Alice's transformation into the fearsome warrior. It's a big change to the innocent girl in the story most people know. With eyes like those, you know she's seen things.
Terrifying things.
The badass Alice the Wanderer is a free legendary for everyone who plays Raid until March 26th, with a bunch of extra rewards alongside it for opening the game on 14 different days. She's joined by 4 more characters, the iconic Mad Hatter, Cheshire Cat, Knave of Hearts, and the horrid Queen of Hearts. And you can get started in Raid alongside me now with my link in the description down below, or by scanning the QR code to download it and give it a go. Players with new accounts will get 2 huge boosts in the Epic Champion Ultimate Galek immediately. And after reaching level 15, you get another Epic Champion, Fayne. Both are great now and in the future. Now, starting off, I recommend choosing Kale as your first champion. He's got great AoE attacks, perfect for early and mid game. Once you're past the tutorial, enter the promo code Monkey King. That's going to grant you your first legendary champion on day 1, a free Sun Wukong with an unlockable revive skill that's great for shocking your enemies in campaign and all the PvE events. We've even set up a clan just for new players who use my link to get started. Once you're in, search Poor Man's Club to find it. And thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring the video. It's almost poetic that we've teamed up with the very game that helped shape the series. So let's start the run. But first, we've got to go and grab some backup, because the end of campaign's not easy and we've been able to bolster our roster something crazy. So it's time for one final segue. Now, I did tease this in another video. We took advantage of Last Man Standing this time not being exactly the most popular, given the rarities coming to an end. We placed 3,724th on a free-to-play account. Yes, sir. Yes, we did. And that is my best placing in a ranked event on this series. Not maybe of all time, but of this series at least. And that is a big poggers. So I need some ones in the sky, please, for this amazing achievement. And this is going to help massively because the final match, which I'm hoping I can get to, the power matches are kind of crazy. So this card is going to help big time. Need to play a lot of games to get him fully leveled up. I mean, immediately he's insane insanely OP and a massive addition. I mean, just look at some of the things we've got here. We've got a new Trick Williams Pro. We've got John Cena, Rey Mysterio, Bianca Belair, preparing ourselves for the big fight that's going to be coming up in Legion map. What's the worst that can... I'm not going to say what's the worst that can happen because I've done this before. One try. Let's see what happens. So that's the first one. Let's go. Second one's going to be the ladies for charisma, no doubt, right? I think we've got enough charisma to go around. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And if I can get this last match, that's going to be Liv Morgan done. And then we move on to the big one. And this is something I've never been able to do. Just FYI. Never been able to do this. I'm going to be trying to get a free-to-play, yes, a free-to-play campaign card. I mean, technically, Liv Morgan is that, but I'm going to try and do the classic way of getting to the very end of the campaign maps. But there we go. Liv Morgan is done. That is a limited edition card. Not that I need it because now I've got Rhea Ripley F3. I don't need that card, but hey, listen, the speed and charisma card is always welcome in my house. Whose house? JB's house, not Swerve's. 18,040. I like that. It's dead on. Perfect. I just really leveled up as well from the get-go. Just needs those. Cat Daddy. I'm just saying we need to get the variants played in these cards. And now to speed through to the next one. But I've only got a week to do it in, so wish me luck, guys.
3 days later.
Oh, how this account has come so far. I have to give credit where credit's due. There's been a lot more free-to-play friendly elements in this season. I mentioned some of them before we went to go and check out Getting Liv. But with the debacle of Save Santa, we got out of it the Monday Night Raw Netflix special event, which gave us a couple of Rhea Ripley pros, a John Cena pro, LA Knight. Yeah, and with the credits we got from the offer wall, we were even able to get ourselves Lash Legend, CM Punk, and a Trick Williams, which eventually was usurped by this Trick Williams. But without a shadow of a doubt, the best thing I ever did was invest in equipment. Now, I'm not talking about the ones at the top, which I got off the draft board or through the daily streak. I'm talking about these arrow switches. Being able to switch arrows at any time has allowed me to be able to progress through campaign and last man standing especially without having to worry about deck balance or the strength of certain cards. For example, I was able to use a card like Trick Williams to make up for shortfalls in my up arrow. I was able to make this F3 Rhea Ripley one of my most powerful cards. Is an up arrow, down arrow, and right arrow. I cannot tell you how important it is that you not only have good support, so support packs are an absolute necessity. If you have the credits, alternatively you do an offer wall, you primarily focus on getting these arrow switches. These have been a difference between me being able to even get to Liv Morgan on the campaign, which is a feral rarity map, let alone where we're about to go now, which is the final stop. We are at the Rock. I cannot tell you how excited I am, and some people will say, hey, you've got a lot of help from SuperCard doing X, Y, and Z. Yes, maybe. That doesn't take away from the fact that we've been able to do it with all the tips and tricks I've shared in the videos. And the final ones being actually one of the least expensive tips. And all of it done free to play. Now, there is one caveat. As good as this is, and you can check out my guide, which I'm going to link in the description and in the top right hand side of the video, that to be able to beat this deck, I'm going to have to rely on not just a super move, but Lash Legend also hitting her ability. Without that, we haven't got a chance. So let's go. Botch. So the question, can you complete campaign free to play? Well, that question's about to be answered. I'm taking on The Rock to get The Rock. Now the Ultimate Warrior and John Cena should do the job for the first match. We're going reverse tactics this time. We're putting everything in charisma to help support the second match instead of what I did on my main account, which is put everything in power. I also have no battle pass card, and that's one of the things you need in most cases to be able to finish the final level of a campaign, because battle pass cards powers linked up with an ability equipment give you a massive boost that carries on to your entire deck. Now we need Lash Legend to hit her ability, and this is a shutout. Riptide done, but no legend status. My goodness. This one might take a while. Good thing I've queued up some SpongeBob time cards just in case.
A few moments later.
Attempt number 2, let's go. And match 1, we've got the power, but do we have the charisma? Let's put Lash first this time, see if maybe the priority changes her mind. I'm going crazy thinking these cards are sentient. Come on, Lash Legend, I just need the super move I need for the final match, so I can't use it in match number 2. I mean, the final match has cards with over 50, 60,000 stats. Double what I have already, so that super move is essential.
12 seconds later.
Attempt number 3, but it's not going to get boring because I'm just proud of the accomplishment. Match 1 is a doozy, and here it comes, the big test. Lash, are you a legend or a scrub? I'm hoping it's the earlier. There we go, Riptide, but 4 Riptides out of 5 matches, but not a single legend status. What is going on? Now, if you're wondering how close this actually is, here's the numbers. We smash game 1 without too much difficulty. Game 2, we lose by 121 points. And Lash has an 809 proc. And unfortunately, Maurice is not a pro, she's a single.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Number 1 is in the bag. Now, match number 2. Lash, I pray to you, please make it happen. Pretty please? Cherry on top? Maybe, maybe not. And legend status. Oh, I only had to ask you pretty please. Well, there we go. Now we have that final match. I really hope that this works, okay? Super move activated. Reigns, LA Knight, together. Is it gonna be enough? We have to just wait and pray. It is enough. Free to play Poor Man SuperCard has completed campaign. The final boss has been defeated. Not just once with money, but twice without. And yes, we left it to the very last moment we could, but that's how long we needed to get the deck ready. There it is, the big one itself. It's opened the pack. 5 gold tokens and the rock 1502. And I'd love to know if there's anyone else who's been able to do it free to play like we have. I'm assuming they have, but I'm just proud because I thought we'd only be able to get to Liv Morgan, but this is a huge moment. I don't know how we can top this. I don't actually know if we can. Maybe the bar's been set a little too high this time, but good God almighty, it is done. The grind was real. The play is real, but what happens now? Well, a couple of series ago, I did check and was told I can't give the account away, not even silently, because the ID is tracked. So if someone else uses the account, they can see. Whether they do anything about it, I don't know. But I am kind of stuck. It is there. It is in living color. So I'm going to ask you guys in the comments. Do we, 1, keep it and have it as a memorial that the local talent was able to climb the mountain and grab the biggest prize? Or do we do what's never been done before? Do we delete the account? As in finito, gone, done. Now, I'm going to be honest. I was going to go ahead and do it, but I then thought to myself, people would probably say that this was faked or something. So I'm going to leave the account on show for people to look at if they want to, if that's the kind of thing you like doing. And I'll let you decide in the comments. I'll go with the majority answer. Do we press yes or do we say no? Another shout out to the guys at Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring the video. Go check my link in the comment section down below or the QR code at the very end of the video. So I guess that's it. With only one last thing to say, the end.